Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I have two very exciting guests that will be my guests, so stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment.
Nobody wants to be stopped by a law enforcement officer.
Everyone wants to feel safe.
So we've trained our officers to first listen and then explain.
We ask if you have contact with one of our officers, you listen, give him an opportunity to explain, comply with his requests, and if there's a problem, contact us so that we can investigate your complaint.
Listen, explain, comply, then complain.
Our safety and yours matters.
Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have from the community, Stephanie Preston, who will be here to talk with us about LaGrange Has Talent. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Alton, for having me.
Well, it's always a pleasure to sit down with you, Stephanie. You know, you and I go way back. We both serve on the United Way board, and we know the great things that the organizations that are supported by United Way do here in our community. And there's a couple of that things that you have been working on in the past. Now they're kind of transitioning a little bit this year that we want to talk a little bit about. But first of all, if you don't mind, Stephanie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a native of LaGrange. I live here now with my husband and my daughter Camille, who's graduating from high school this year.
Oh my! And
I have been a volunteer for United Way of West Georgia for this stint, about 8 years.
Okay.
This stint.
Okay.
And I am on the United Way board, and I have taken the role as chairman of the fundraising for the Women's Leadership Council, which is a branch of the United Way of West Georgia.
Okay.
And it's a new organization, and the cause that they've taken on is early learning, which is where I've been here before talking to you about Mary Market, and the fundraising are all for early learning programs in Troup County. And that's why I'm here again today, is to talk about fundraising for early learning programs in Troup County.
Well, very good. And you know, you do such a wonderful job with the fundraising events here, because you know, talking about Mary Market, I think Mary Market has been around about 6 years now.
6 years.
Talk a little bit about that, and then the transition over to the new fundraising event.
Okay, great, thanks. We did Mary Market for 6 years, and we held it at the Callaway Conference Center. And we thank all the shoppers and sponsors and everybody, you, Alton, that participated in that program that helped us raise over $130,000, which we have returned back to the community for programs like First Steps at WellStar at the hospital, Troop Bell, Success by Six, Summer Play, and book distributions that we've done in town. So that is the cause, and that cause remains the same. Now, people say early learning, what is that? We're talking about programs for children from birth to kindergarten, to age 5 years old.
Okay.
And we have rebranded that this year. The cause is the same, but the branding is changed. It's BLOCKS, B-L-O-C-K-S.
Okay.
And it stands for Babies Learning on Course for Kindergarten Success. So we're trying to rebrand it where it makes more sense. So the cause is the same, and that's what we're doing.
And it's so important, you know, Stephanie, you and I were talking before we came on, and I asked the question, are you an educated by trade? You say, no, I don't think so. But I say that you are, because of the fact that you realize the importance that early learning is so important to the development of that child. And research has shown, and you were sharing with me before we came on, that, you know, sights, sounds, colors, numbers, all those things are so important for that child to know by kindergarten, so that they are on level, or in some cases maybe a little bit more advanced in some areas, and they can compete well with other students in classrooms.
Exactly, and be successful.
And
that's
be successful.
The S is so important.
Absolutely.
Is we're here so the children can be successful, and that's my niche, as I told you, is just that age. It gets harder. The older they get, the harder it gets.
That's
but
right.
this is a a good age, and we do have a lot of programs in the area that support these ages. So that's what we're trying to fund.
Absolutely, and you know, for the $130,000 that was raised by Mary Market, you know, that's remarkable within itself, and nobody saw or got an opportunity to visit Mary Market, they missed a treat. And we know that, you know, LaGrange has talent, and now this is going to be your testing year.
That's right.
And we know that it will take off and do just as well as Mary Market has done. And let's just go and jump in and start talking about, because I know that applications are being received now, correct?
That's correct.
Talk a little bit about it.
And we want to make sure that everybody understands that we are not having Mary Market. We thank you for your participation, but we couldn't do 2 fundraisers, obviously. So we're not having Mary Market this year, but we are kicking off LaGrange Has Talent, which is open to any resident of Troup County that has a permanent or a temporary address for Troup County. And there is no age limit. It's a real fun opportunity for more people to be involved and more people to participate. So that's the great thing. Plus it's real fun. It's with videos, and everybody's doing videos now. They don't have to be professional videos. We're talking about a video less than 3 minutes of your talent. And then you upload it and fill out your application, and all the information is on LaGrangeHasTalent.com. We'll talk about that some more. But Alton, it's open to children, to adults, it's open to single acts, to group acts. Your act can be musical, it can be comedy, it can be juggling, it can be dancing, it can be anything that's family friendly. So all the acts have to be family friendly, and they have to be able to be performed on stage. So the month of September, they'll submit their video and their application with a fee, which is their donation to early learning. And then in the month of October, anybody can vote. So you can reach out to your friends everywhere, where social media is going to really make a big difference. So they can go any means that they can to get people to vote on them. And then on October the 30th, the top 10 votes will be invited to come on stage to our grand finale, which will be judged by credentialed judges on stage November 16th at Troup High Performing Arts Center.
Very good.
At 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock.
So those top 10 will vie, and the prize is $2,000.
Oh my.
So LaGrange Has Talent is an opportunity for you to help early learning and for you to win $2,000.
Absolutely.
So the prize for the winner is $2,000 cash prize. And then we added a new component after the voting. When the votes are tallied, there'll be a People's Choice Award also given the same night, and the People's Choice Award will be $500. So there's some good money for cash prize here for some group or some individual that wants to go ahead and get their video in as quickly as possible.
All right. So basically, I mean, you can be a single group or a single individual or groups, and pretty much it's wide open. It sounds like you said, no age limit there. The only thing has to be family friendly. 3 minutes. Those are the criteria.
No more than 3 minutes. That's right, for your video.
All right.
That's correct.
So it seems like, again, and then for, you know, there is a fee. We want to make sure we stressed out. It's a donation to Blocks. Again, which is, you know, building babies learning on course for kindergarten success, which is a wonderful thing, helping the young people again. So you got all ages now helping out, just like they did with the Mary Market. And then we're talking about the first place winner wins $2,000.
That's right.
So
no catch.
No catch.
Straight out.
So let me ask you now: is there any? And you know, we talk about and we see videos all the time, like you say on social media. So if someone who just want to do a video off of their phone and submit that, they can do that. How do they submit that to you now?
All the instructions are on LaGrangeHasTalent.com. But basically, you have a Google account. And most everybody knows how to do Google. If not, we've got instructions on our website. But as long as you have a Google account, you upload your video on your Google account, and then you share it with United Way, with LaGrange Has Talent.
LaGrange Has Talent.
And Alton, we are saying that the deadline is September the 30th, but I really encourage folks not to wait for several reasons. Number one is if you can get your video in this week, you'll be eligible for drawing, and we're going to select one act that will get 25 votes right off the bat. 25 free votes right off the bat if you can get your video in this week, this week that you're airing. And then the second reason is when the voting begins, the videos will be public on the LaGrangeHasTalent.com site starting October the 1st. They're not visible now, but they'll be visible starting October the 1st, and they'll be there based on the way they came in. So the sooner you get your video in, the closer to the top you're going to be. So that could be an advantage.
Absolutely.
So please, I encourage everybody not to wait until September the 30th, but to go ahead and get their videos in.
All right. Well, you know, and this is such a wonderful opportunity, number one, to help a good cause, blocks. Number two, to see what talent we actually have here in LaGrange. And I think we say LaGrange has talent, but you were telling me that it's not only LaGrange, but
It's open to Troup County. It's open to any resident of Troup County, whether you have a permanent address or a temporary address.
Okay, all right.
That's correct, yes.
So we're looking forward to some wonderful acts here in our community, because I know that we have a lot of talented young people out there and some older seasoned folks out there as well. And it seems like the category range there is pretty wide open. That you know, a 3-minute singing dance skit, whatever.
You could do that, Alton, don't you think?
I can do a solo for you, Stephanie.
That's fine. I'll be waiting for your video.
Okay, very good. And then you said the videos will be available for viewing on October the 1st.
October 1st.
And then the finale, how many shows, I guess, how many presentations do you want to have?
I'm sorry, the top 10 acts. Did I not say that? The top 10 go on stage.
On stage.
But we like as many acts as possible. It gets an opportunity for them to showcase their talent, you know, and for people to see. So we have no limit on the number of videos that we'll accept online. So we've got a wonderful webmaster that's designed all this for us. It's Warren Flood, who's done a super job building this website for us. So it's going to take the videos that we receive and put them out there. But only the top 10 will actually at October the 30th will be invited to come on stage to the finale, to the show, to the judge show. That's correct.
Is that going to be open to the public? Or
and that's going to be open to the public, and I believe we said the tickets were $10 each. I mean, it's real affordable. So we'd love for people to, and the instructions on ordering tickets will be on the website as well, or they can call the United Way office and get more information through United Way of West Georgia.
Very good. You know, Stephanie, so much excitement. Again, they have the right person for the fundraising event, because you do a wonderful job. And I know it's very hard sometimes, very difficult, and we just know that the community will come out, because we know and realize LaGrange has talent.
LaGrange has talent.
So we just want you all to come out, support Stephanie, and support Blocks once again, just as you did with Mary Market, that Stephanie so beautifully put together and brought vendors here to our community that have helped our young people. And Stephanie, I just want to say thank you for all that you do in our community,
Thank you, and thank you for always supporting us, Alton.
Absolutely.
And whatever our cause is, we appreciate your support.
Well, thank you. We have to help each other. Absolutely.
Great.
So thank you for being my guest today.
It's been fun.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Why United Way? Because in some way, everyone in our community is touched by your donation to United Way of West Georgia. Yes, everyone. United Way helps 25 local agencies touch thousands of lives, even yours. To cause so many good things to happen, these organizations must have volunteers. Fortunately, more than 2,300 local volunteers are now giving time to the 25 local organizations that United Way of West Georgia helps support. Yes, more than 2,300 volunteers. But more are needed. Please volunteer your time, as well as your financial support. You'll be astonished at what you'll receive in return.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm being joined by none other than our very own Marketing and Communications Manager from the City of LaGrange, Katie Mercer Van Shore. Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Alton. I love being here. Love being with you.
Absolutely. You know, Katie, you know, you come in and you brought another ray of sunshine into our office, because we already had so many rays of sunshine in the office, but you brought another ray of sunshine into our office, and they're doing a wonderful job. And it's a pleasure to work with you as well on some of the things that we've worked together on thus far. Katie, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, and then tell us about your role, if you don't mind.
Well, first, Alton, it's an honor to work with you. I've worked with you on several projects, and just a few times, I've only been here about a couple months, but I've really enjoyed working with you, so right back at you.
Well, thank you.
But I'm from here. I've actually been on City Week twice now, I believe, and this will be my third appearance, so thank you for letting me come on your show.
No problem.
And I'm from LaGrange. I grew up here, went to school at LaGrange High School, and then I moved away. I went to University of Florida. Kind of moved around. I did the TV thing. I think my biggest claim to fame is that I moved to Fargo, North Dakota, and I drove there in a Mazda Miata that I had just gotten after graduating from University of Florida.
Oh my goodness!
So I learned a little bit along the way. So I had to learn a little bit. That was a long time ago. I've learned a lot, and I learned that I do like my hometown, and I've really enjoyed being back here. I'm working as the marketing communications manager now, so I'm able to work for the city and work with great people like you, Alton, and LGTV. So it's been a really good time. We have so many things that I didn't know as someone who grew up here, someone who kind of thought, okay, this is a small town, we're not really doing anything, I've got to go to a big town. And now being here as a mom and a resident, I am so impressed at everything that's going on, especially in your department too, community development, economic development, and so many things going on. It's just a really fun position to kind of let everybody know what's going on.
Absolutely. And you know, Katie, you talk about, I mean, we can't leave out the guys here behind the scenes. They're the ones that make me look good when I sit here and do the things that I do. I say I'm just a talking head. They make me look good. Philip and Keith, I can't leave them out. They always, you know, if I ask them to do something, go off site, you know, do a show, and they immediately want to go and do it. So it's, you know, it's the quality of people that we have employed with the City of LaGrange that makes the City of LaGrange a great place to work and interact.
And they do. And you're talking about Philip and Keith.
Absolutely.
They run the station. They do the shows. They do so much. And you would not believe everything that they do.
Yes.
But we just want to say thank you to you guys.
That's
and we've got some good people.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know, talking about some of the things that, you know, have been going on, you know, I know that when the City of LaGrange got its very first roundabout,
that was one of our first projects together.
Talk about
Big
that,
news.
if you don't mind.
Well, when we first, we knew that the roundabout was coming.
That's right.
But then when I was approached, hey, we may need to put something out to remind our residents about some safety tips of a roundabout.
That's right.
We really did take it very seriously, and we made a video. And Alton, thank you for doing that.
No problem.
And we really did look into the safety tips, and we did have Del Armstrong with the police department come and tell us about, you know, traffic safety. And just to let you guys know, do not try to beat people in the roundabout. That's a big thing. And make sure you know which way the roundabout goes. And wait your turn.
Wait your turn. That's right.
But we still have that video. We have it on Facebook, and we have it on the LGTV Facebook page. And so we have those tips, and we did put those out. And thank you for helping us do that too, Alton. Good job.
Thank you. Well, it's, you know, again, it's just the quality of people that we work with, and anything that we can do. And I know that you definitely, you know, hit the ground running when you came in. We want to keep our people informed. And talking about keeping people informed, you know, sometimes, you know, even in the community we hear, well, I heard such and such was coming. I heard this was coming. I heard that was coming. You're the person that's going to really kind of push out information so that the people, the community can be informed. And I know that there's various means of media that you're going to push that out through. And you know, Facebook Live is one of the ways that you've been doing that. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'd love to. Social media has completely changed the way that we get our news. And being in the news, I was out for 10 years. I stayed home with my kids for a while, and then I got back into news at WRBL in Columbus for a couple of years. And what I found in that time period, everything has changed. We have a whole generation of kids. I'm getting deep here. We have a whole generation of kids that are now on their phones, and they're not really interacting as much. But we're all like that now. We're all on our phones. We're on social media. We can talk about the bad things, but what I can talk to you about right now is the good things with having Facebook and social media and just, instant instant information relayed to the community. And we found that with the storm, with the hurricane coming through the area. And I don't think I was really ready for how instant and how well that we would be able to communicate with our residents, because when we knew the power would go out, it was going to be a bad storm. We were ready for the worst. We were prepared for the worst. But what happened was that we were telling people not to tie up the lines, but they were going to social media. So at our City of LaGrange Facebook page and our City of LaGrange Utilities page, we had those. And then LGTV was kind of relaying the information as well. So we were all working really well together. People would say, hey, our power is out here. So our city manager, Meg Kelsey, we were up there at City Hall working all day, waiting for things. I would say, okay, Meg, what did you hear about this? She had a radio. She was on top of it. She was calling Patrick, who is in charge of our utilities, and all the guys on the ground. And she would communicate with them, communicate with me, and I would type up instant results. And it was very successful, and we're able to do that because we only have so many people in town. But what was really cool about that, Alton, was because you know, some people would say, okay, we're still without power here, and you know, we could let our crews know they were instantly going there. So it was a great way to use social media. So we're going to start doing that more. It was very successful, and we're going to and we encourage everybody to like our City of LaGrange Facebook page, LGTV Facebook page, and also the utilities page.
Absolutely. And, you know, so many times, Katie, we hear people say, you know, because not everybody takes the newspaper like days of old, as you were saying, getting deep here.
It's changed, but you can get their information on their Facebook page as well.
That's right. So newspaper, you know, Facebook, you know, Instagram, all other medias are ways that things are going to be pushed out. And, you know, it's just like, you know, you and I have done another video together when we had DCA to come in.
Yes.
And we did a video for GIC, the Georgia Initiative Community Housing.
Yes.
And they absolutely fell in love with it. Again, testimony to Philip and Keith.
Yes, they did a phenomenal job on that video.
Absolutely.
And what it did was, the video that we made, it just kind of showed our need to work with West Point, Hogansville, Troup County, and the City of LaGrange, how we're working together to have kind of a cohesive image of what we want our housing to be. Because we're going to have how many jobs in just 5 years?
That's right. I mean, thousands of jobs.
5,000 jobs. Or no, wait, 8,000 jobs in five years. So that's just a testimony of our community. We're doing really well with economic development.
Right. That's right.
I mean, jobs are coming.
And people are going to come too. And they're going to want affordable housing. They're going to want entry-level homes. And of course, we also got to realize there's some that's going to want apartment. You know?
Yes.
So we need all of those products we need on the ground. So again, they were just thoroughly impressed with what we did. And again, you know, you script writer, Philip and Keith editors, I sit there and my mouth hit the table.
Oh, he was a part of it too. He's so modest. Don't be so modest. You were wonderful.
They did a wonderful job, though. Wonderful job. And you know, Katie, what are some of the things we can look forward to as far as news being pushed out? I know that we had our first thread, first leg of the thread completed. I know that last week we had bid openings for the second phase of the leg of the thread that's going to be taking place over on the east side, and they'll be coming in from the east side, eventually connect. What are some other things that you see coming down the tube that people can look forward to? We
have so many things going on, and that is my job. I'm going to try to be helping the media pick up on some stories, and we've had, you know, Columbus and Atlanta, and even as far as Savannah, picking up on some of the things that are going on here in LaGrange. So that's going to be my job, is every day I'm going to be trying to find good things that are happening in our community that you might not know about, and we're going to try to push that out to everybody and just let them know there are some really good things going on. I mean, it's kind of fun because I get to now tell everybody good stories, and everybody wants to tell the story, but there's so many of them. That's right. And one thing that we're going to be doing is a really fun campaign, and I know you're going to be a part of it too, because we love Alton. We love having Alton on TV for us. But it's going to be our city-inspired campaign. So we want everybody to start thinking about this, because what inspires you about LaGrange? Do you like walking on the thread? I personally like going on West Point Lake. Yes. I'm inspired because I could never afford to live on a lake anywhere else in any other community, but I can here, and I can, you know, go on the boat or even just swim and go to so many, you know, really cool things that are going on West Point Lake. But what are you inspired about? And so we're going to start a campaign pretty soon, just asking people, what are you inspired about? So just kind of put that one in the back of your mind, because that's coming down the line, and we're gonna try to help people see that it is a great community. You can be proud of what we're doing, because I know people have kind of made fun of Troup County and LaGrange, but it's not the same place.
Absolutely.
It really isn't. We're seeing some
Absolutely.
really positive change here.
Absolutely. You know, talking about the great things, Katie, as we get ready to close out, I know Saturday last week, downtown was covered with the International Festival. And I know that you were there, and I came through town and saw, you know, all of the flags out there. Talk a little bit about that as we get ready to close out, if you don't mind.
Well, the International Festival, that was downtown. It was the second annual International Festival. We celebrated all the different cultures in the community. And I think, talking to all of our friends, I don't know if you went down there and you kind of experienced it, but what you don't realize is we have so many people from different countries and different cultures, and now we're celebrating that.
That's
And I
right.
think the community is on board because it was huge.
It was a huge event.
And it was free.
Yes. And very good food, too.
And it was all free, and the bottled water's free, and the kids got a chance to
That's right.
to celebrate
Yes.
our community and our cultures.
That's right. And those are the things that we want the community to continue to be involved with and to hear about, so that nobody has to come back and say, well, I didn't know that was going on, or when did that happen? You know, we want to keep the community informed, and Katie's the lady on that job is going to be pushing stuff out. So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, look for, you know, articles coming from Katie via Facebook, you know, via the newspaper, because you're also kind of slanting and helping with rights articles for the newspapers, correct?
Well, I'm writing news releases for them,
That's
and then
right.
they'll pick it up in Troup County News, LaGrange Daily News, Troup County Banner, all
Okay.
the different you know, media around here. I'm gonna try to help them as much as I can. Say, look, you know, here's this really good event going on.
That's right. That's
so they're
right.
great to work with as well. They've been wonderful.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
LGTV, the best place to find this stuff.
There you go. Absolutely. Katie, we definitely welcome you on board with us and helping us to tell our story, because so many times we haven't told our story, and we have a wonderful story to tell here about LaGrange and the residents of LaGrange, the staff at City of LaGrange, and just Troup County in general. So, Katie, thank you very much for your time and being on the show today.
Honor and privilege.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
Just what you're hungry for. It's in downtown LaGrange. You have 17 restaurants to choose from, and each has its own personality, from chef-driven establishments to life on the casual side. Celebrate, create traditions, make new friends, discover new tastes. Downtown LaGrange is simply delicious. So come on down.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the community, Stephanie Preston, as she talked about the upcoming event, LaGrange Has Talent. So make sure that you go ahead and get your applications in. It's not too late. And by all means, remember, first place winner gets $2,000. So get those videos in, and hopefully you can showcase your talent. Also, ladies and gentlemen, had on from the City of LaGrange, our Marketing and Communications Manager, Katie Mercer-Van Schuer, as she talked about the way we're going to be getting out information to our viewing audience and public to keep you informed. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed both of these ladies, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.